I'm going to tell you something that took me the longest time to learn. It took me the longest time to learn that the 5% woman and the 95% woman. In other words, the women for the streets, the women that were kind of wilding out, the women that were still, messing with a number of guys compared to wife type women, I didn't understand that they were seeking the same thing. See, a lot of men, we conduct ourselves thinking that we're just narrowing, we're just putting ourselves in an energy to conduct good women. But brother, all women are at the base, at the lowest at the deepest level, are drawn to a certain thing in a man. All of them. In other words, the woman that's coming down the stripper pole and the Mother Teresa's are desiring the same thing within a man. Are desiring the same thing. And looking back, brothers, what I understand now is that why I couldn't get any women is because I wasn't aligned. I wasn't aligned. If there's anything, if there's nothing more attractive to a woman, brother, again, the muscles, the money, the bag, the success, all that stuff, women are drawn to that. But nothing trumps a man being aligned. Nothing trumps a man being aligned. And when a man isn't aligned, brothers, women know it. You can be shiny all you want. When you open your mouth, brother, what you are on the inside is coming out. And see, and when I talk about alignment, now I always talk about the hierarchy, meaning God, purpose, man himself, and everything else, family members, kids, and everything else falls below that. A man must be aligned, but it's not even about, you got to think about this because, a lot of young brothers don't even have their purpose yet. So it's not necessarily about being, tied to your purpose to have that attraction. When a man is aligned, what I'm really saying is his future, his connection to source, him searching for his purpose far outweighs his desire for women. It far outweighs his desire for women. And I'm going to tell you this, man. If the far majority of men simply understood this one thing, brother, they would at least turn the tables. They would at least turn the tables to the point where they're not out searching for women, and now women would be searching for them. That one item alone, alignment, understanding the hierarchy, saying, you know what, women are second, or women are below my purpose, even if I don't know it yet. I'm telling you, brothers, that is by far the most attractive thing to a woman. You see it all the time, man. Look on Instagram, look on social media, look in the bars, look in the clubs if you're still going to clubs. You can tell by the way, I'm going to tell you this. Once you understand how things work, once you understand the code, once you understand how women operate, you can see a man enter a room and know if he's attracted or if he's attractive to women. Simply by the way he enters a room. Before I can tell you that. Simply by the way a man enters a room, simply by the way a man sits at an event, simply by the way a man eats his food when he's at a restaurant or bar by himself. It's all over men and they don't know it. Men that don't have it, men that don't know this information, they don't know that there's pretty much a sign on their forehead. When you see the brothers jumping in everybody's DM, when you see the same brothers coming on every woman's thirst trap, brother, they have no idea. They have no idea, man, that they're pushing the whole female gender away from themselves. Alignment, man. You have to understand, man, again, like the way we've been pursuing women, the way we've even been trying to attract women is only going surface level. Only going surface level. Like you can get her in your space, but she's gonna hear, she's gonna smell that essence coming off of you, bro. They're born to sense this. It's in their nature to sense this. So when you have a lot of men that are successful, and I'm saying successful based on what they've achieved, but they still can't figure it out. Like there are some brothers that are rocked up hard abs and still can't figure it out. Like they can bring women in, but if you look at a 12-month calendar, brother, they're getting women in. There's like, you know what? She was here for a minute and then we just kind of fell apart. Another one came, we fell apart. Another one came, we fell apart. And I'm not talking about men that are saying, you know what, man, I'm trying to have a rotation. I'm not talking about men that are out just trying to get a number of women. I'm talking about men that are looking for a woman the long way in his life and can't hold on to one. It's because he hasn't gone inside and done that inner work. It's because his hierarchy isn't right. He isn't aligned. He isn't aligned, man. So you gotta understand, man, the first thing is alignment, brothers. Before you talk about getting a 1% woman, before you try to understand anything associated with woman, a man must be aligned. Where he's saying, you know what? Okay, I understand. I want a woman in my life long term. But over everything, women are back burner. Women are on down the road. My primary focus is how am I gonna win in life? What am I going to end up doing for myself? What am I going to end up leaving the planet? And that's my primary focus. Women crave that essence when it comes off men, brothers. Women crave that essence. This is entry level. This is entry level. Again, this is just how to turn the tables. Just how to turn the tables, man. So alignment, brothers. The primary reason women aren't attracted to you because they can smell that you aren't aligned. So the first thing I did, man, to change that up, man, I started acting like a 1% man. I started acting like, and it took me some time. It took me separating myself from the dating world and just not only observing the world, observing me. I transformed myself to a 1% man. Meaning the first thing I said, you know what? Every woman can't fit in my space, can't fit in my life. I'm gonna tell you this, man. If you step outside your door and you go to a party and you see all these fine women, you go to a concert, the day party, and you see all these fine women. If you're saying, bro, man, I wish I could take all of these home. If you're thinking that, brothers, you're not in balance. You aren't moving like a 1% man. You're moving like the masses. If you walk in a room, first off, you walk in a room, you're not even craving it. But if you walk in a room and there's 100 women, in the back of your mind, you already know there's probably only one woman in this room that can fit my scenario, that can fit in my life. In other words, man, it's a lot of bad women in here. There's a lot of bad women. There's a lot of bad women in the world. Get on social media, get on the gram. There's a lot of bad women on the internet, bro. Instagram. But as you're scrolling, man, and you're seeing these thick thighs, you're seeing these pretty eyes, you're seeing these nails did and hair did. As an elite man, you already know, brother, only 1 in 100 is able to fit my life. And I had to start carrying myself like that. When you carry yourself like an elite man, brother, you get treated like an elite man. You get treated like an elite man, meaning the first thing is sex is on the back burner, bro. A woman can sense when a man walks in a room and will drink her bath water. A woman can sense it by the way he enters a room, by the way he speaks to her, the questions he asks, the questions he doesn't ask, the things he's interested in, the energy he gives her. A woman can tell, man. A woman can tell, brothers. So again, before we even talk about getting a 1% woman, brothers, we have to understand first why we aren't even attracting women. And it's because we aren't in alignment. It's because we aren't in alignment. Purpose must be first. God must, source, energy, whatever you call that, source must be first. Purpose must be second. Then self. Everything is self. And then everything else. But even if you don't have purpose, a man in search of filling that void is still moving in the right energy. A man where at least finding that purpose is moving in the right energy. Men fear what they don't understand. And I'm going to tell you this, brothers. 99% of the men that I hear talk about hypergamy, have no idea what they're talking about. They're speaking from a place of fear. I'm gonna tell you this, man. I can tell what side of the fence a man is on, whether he's walking in his divine masculine or if he's faking it. I can tell by how he speaks about hypergamy. I can tell. I can tell if he really understands it. Because you have to understand, man, when I say that a woman is a I've been saying this for years. I said, man, you know, when you bring a woman in your life, she's like a supercharger. She makes you superhuman. It's that same energy, man. It's that same energy. You have to understand when men are talking about the energy of hypergamy, they're really talking about a huge part of the divine feminine. The thing that gives her intuition, the thing that gives her instinct, her connection to source. That's really what they're talking about. But if a man isn't moving in divine order, that energy, that instinct, it can see straight through him. It can see straight through him. It can see that he hasn't really made a real connection, and then a woman will just by law desire to level up. She'll step away. But that's why men hate it. They hate it because they don't understand it. They hate it because they're on the wrong side of the fence. The 1% man loves hypergamy. Loves hypergamy. Why is that so? You gotta understand, man. When a woman, like when I talk about a woman's instinct.